Hi, welcome to the H for RL Teen Podcast. I'm Jill.
I'm Dave.
And we're here to help you plan a great future.
Today we're going to talk about why you can't just pick a career based off of a personality test. Now, we hear this a lot. Like, I just took a personality test and it told me this is what I should do. There's a lot of them out there. There's personality tests and some strength tests, and there's some very good uses for those, by the way. But you shouldn't just pick a career based off of solely just that.
Or the things you go to and they're like, answer 5 questions and we'll tell you which career is best for you.
Right. That's dangerous, by the way.
Dangerous.
Yes, just picking like
red lights,
answering 3 questions or 5 questions, and boom, there you go. There's your career. Go for it. There's some people out there, by the way, who just know. We've talked to a veterinarian. She just knew from when she was real little she wanted to be a veterinarian. That was awesome. An airline pilot. He knew from when he was little he just wanted to be an airline pilot. And for some people, they're just lucky. They just know what they want to do, and that kind of stuff would just work well for them.
And those little quizzes are fun. Mm-hmm. You can use those to kind of find some careers to look into, but please don't base your future on it.
I also would caution you, by the way, even if you think you know exactly what you want to do a little bit more exploring, because I've also heard other people who said they wanted to become a veterinarian, and once they got into school and realized how much schooling it was and how hard it was, they said, nope.
So true.
Put the brakes on. I heard lots of people want to be doctors with the exact same reasoning. So even though you think you might know exactly what you want to do, it doesn't hurt at all to explore and try to really vet it out. Make sure it is really what you want to do.
Right, before you spend a couple years of college working toward it and then realize, oh, actually maybe not. Right?
So, with that in mind, why is a personality test not good? Why can't you just take this test and be done with it, right? Easy peasy, I'm done. Well, first off, different personalities are great for a lot of careers. Matter of fact, there's a whole industry out there that actually goes into companies that helps everybody identify their unique personalities and how they communicate. I've taken several of these courses where they teach you how to communicate with people of different personalities. And you take these personality tests to help you understand, like, how do you think? How do you reason? How do you communicate, right? And then they help everybody understand, like, you have people who are analytical, people who are a lot more kind of verbose and more like, communicative. You have people who are a little bit more like demanding and hard driving. They have all these different type of categories, usually about 4 of them, and they try to help you understand where you fall on these things and understand like how you perceive information versus how someone else. Guess what? A lot of these people all have the same careers. Does that mean they picked the wrong career? In some cases, sure. I'm sure some people regret the career they picked. But honestly, having different personalities within the same career is a good thing. It really is, because it helps. Like, I know people who are very much analytical and they're great at book work as an engineer, right? And they are great analysts and they kind of just dive into those nitty-gritty details and they just do a great job obsessing about those and coming up with exactly the right answer. But I also know other people who are engineers as well who are not at all like that. They're much more like, taking a 30,000-foot view. And those people, but they're much better at talking to clients, by the way. They're much better at talking with like other vendors or outside other companies. They're just a lot more social and they can actually form those relationships, which you absolutely need. They fit within a different grouping. They might be more of a sales engineer, right? They might eventually move on to become more of like a engineering manager or programmatic person, right? Which is all fine and all needed, by the way. And you got some people anywhere in between. So, and our teams are much stronger for having those different personalities, some different perspectives. As you're talking about problems, they see it from a different way. You're like, you know what? I never thought about it that way. And it actually helps us come up with a better solution. It really does. It helps us meet the client's needs better by understanding their perspective. And then, of course, maybe the analyst might come and say, well, we can't do that because of all these reasons. And then you figure out what is the right happy compromise.
Right.
So you absolutely don't want to have everybody with exactly the same personality doing exactly the same thing, all right? That is not good for teamwork. There's a lot of other things that go into picking a career, right?
Personality. So what I hear you saying is that if we go by those personality tests as a way of choosing a career, then personally we're limiting ourselves from something that we might have been interested in and really enjoyed and excelled at in a different way than somebody with a different personality. And imagine, think about a career that might interest you. And imagine if everyone in that career had the same personality. I mean, you're really going to run into problems if
Right.
you've got a room full of people that are all the same trying to make something amazing. It just, you need different ideas and different approaches to make things really work well, and the dynamic teamwork can really make amazing things happen. So those personality tests can be very limiting when really you just might have something different to offer than someone else.
That's why you need to understand what you're good at, what your strengths are, what you're interested in, by the way. Also, kind of what your motivations are. What kind of work environment do you want to have? Because guess what? Engineering world, not all engineers are the same. All right? Not all engineering jobs are the same. They're very different depending on what company you work for, depending on what a specific type of job you're doing within the engineering field. All right? Automotive engineering and manufacturing engineering is very different than R&D engineering, which is very different than maybe doing like research engineering. Well, research and development, I call it design engineering versus doing more actual on the research side of stuff, like working in a lab. There's, like I said, there's more on a sales type of engineering, and all these people have different types of personalities, and it's great. All right? I can just talk about engineering because I know that field very well, but I'm sure in teaching, there's very much different types of personalities within the teaching field.
Right. Well, it was recently that you mentioned, I'm kind of surprised you became a regular classroom teacher given your personality. I would have thought you would have enjoyed doing the smaller pull-out classes like the reading intervention or speech therapy or something like that. And I remember looking at you like, I never thought of that. And it's really true. So it's not that I shouldn't have gone into teaching. I love teaching. But it might have been good to at least find out about and consider some of these other options that might have been a better fit for my personality.
As well as her strengths, by the way. So,
right.
Really, so when you go to pick a major, a career, and then you pick a major. But pick a career, you really should be focusing on really what are you good at, right? What are your strengths? What do you like to do? What really motivates you? What's your passions, right? What is your personality? Because some personalities honestly are just not a good fit at all for certain careers. That's fine. Personality does play a key role into that. What are your future dreams, right? What do you want your life to look like down the road, right? Where do you want to live, right?
How much schooling are you willing to do?
How much schooling are you willing to do? How much debt are you willing to take on? How much money do you want to make, right? And more importantly, will the career even be around in 10 years? Because you have to figure about that as well. And this might all seem like, wow, how in the world do I do this, right?
It's a lot to figure out.
It is a lot to figure out. Trust us. We know it's a lot to figure out.
But it's so worth it.
It is. But it's probably one of the most important things you can do at this age because you got time. Because later on, you will probably, if you wait until later, you might already be in school, paying a lot of money to be in college, trying to figure out, oh no, what I need to do now. Or worse yet, you graduate and realize what you picked as a major is not what you really want to do. Now you already have the debt. You might eventually get married, and then you might actually, have family obligations and may not be so interested in going back to school, right?
Pretty much the older you get, the harder it gets to change what you're doing.
It does. It really does. So, sorry you don't put too much pressure on you.
For all kinds of different reasons.
But there's good news. We've actually gone through a lot of this and helped figure out a roadmap, a path to help guide you through these steps to help you figure out, one, who you are as a person. Really, who are you? What makes you unique, right? Where's your strengths? Where's your interests? What kind of personality, do you want to have? Help you kind of think through these type of hard questions in an easy way to figure out, like, where do you want to be in the future, right?
What kind of personality do you have, and what kind of future do you want to have?
And how much is that future going to cost you? Which is very important, by the way. All right? How much is that future going to cost you? And then we have this awesome database that allows you to explore lots of different careers and helps you take all these unique parameters, I'm an engineer, all these unique, traits that you just figured out and map them to very specific careers that you might really be interested in. And guess what? If you're not, we can always help you there too, because we actually have we're in the forums, we're in the live Q&As. You're like, listen, I'm stuck. All right, I did this, this, and this, and here are my results, and I'm not sure I'm interested in any of these things. And we say, guess what? We can help you. We kind of help walk you through the next couple of steps on how to figure this out.
We love doing those live check-ins where we really get to connect with you and hear what you're thinking, what you're finding out, what's confusing. And Dave in particular is really great at taking all of that and bringing it together and giving some options for a future that might be a really good fit for you.
So it takes a little bit of effort, of course, but it's going to pay off down the road. Now, we try to make this the best of both worlds, right? We try to make it so that you can work through it on your own time, on your own pace, because we know we're all busy, but also still offer that live support, right? So that you can still talk to us and ask us questions when you get stuck. Because guess what? We all know we like to talk to people and ask questions and not just be answering those bots all the time that ask you the same questions you can never get to where you want to get to. That aggravates me to no end when I have to talk to a bot on a website. So we want to have something live, to give you live options to talk to us. So we would love to see you at our website, which is at
h4rl.com, the number 4. So
Yes.
It's just 4 things to type, h4rl.com.
And if not, we'd love if you find value in these podcasts or these on YouTube, please click subscribe, give us a thumbs up, give us the 5-star rating, whatever you can, depending on where you find us at. It really helps other people find us. And tell other people, by the way. There's nothing wrong with telling by word of mouth, hey, I like these podcasts, come listen to us, because we're trying to be found. We're trying to get this word out there. So if you found this interesting, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe, and you'll be notified the next time we release one. All right?
And if you want to come to h4rl.com and start working with us, there's a free trial to help you get started.
Yeah, so you can pop inside and see everything we have to offer and see if it's for you or not. And if it's not, just cancel. No big deal.
Thanks for joining us.
Take it easy.